Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 1 of the Keep It Gold podcast. I'm KC2 Productions. I'm glad you joined me today. I wanted to start off with an introduction about the podcast. The podcast is going to be about everything and anything San Francisco 49ers related, as well as certain NFL topics that don't revolve around the 49ers. In today's video, we'll be looking at if a Jimmy Garoppolo trade is plausible, where would he go to, is there a potential that he gets cut, and most importantly, why would a team want to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo in the first place? I hope to answer all those questions and more in today's episode, and once again, thank you for joining me on the Keep It Gold podcast. So as promised, we're going to start with everyone's favorite topic to talk about, Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm recording this podcast on June 28th, 2022, and at the time of recording, Jimmy Garoppolo was still a member of the 49ers, although originally it had been thought that Jimmy would have been gone around March or April. Unfortunately, another series of injuries has obviously struck Jimmy Garoppolo, and as a result, he's not expected to be able to throw the ball again until July, which means teams are hesitant to trade for him. Now, the reason a team would want to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo is because he's overall a very safe quarterback. Generally speaking, he doesn't lose you games and he's going to keep coasting along. He's not the reason you win games, but he's not the reason you lose games either. Now, personally, I am of the opinion that it is likely Jimmy Garoppolo will actually get cut. I do not believe a team will end up trading for Jimmy before the start of the season. The 49ers are just going to cut their losses and trade him. That being said, crazier things have happened this offseason, and it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility. The three teams I think that have the greatest chance of trading for Jimmy Garoppolo are the Browns, the Panthers, and the Seattle Seahawks. I think the most likely team to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo is the Cleveland Browns, simply because of the whole Deshaun Watson saga. The whole Baker Mayfield thing also is really not playing out the way the Browns thought it would, and they don't seem to want to reconcile with him anytime soon. I think if the Browns were to offer a 5th round pick, 49ers might just go ahead and take it. I think that's probably what they're looking at right now, a 4th or a 5th round pick, and if Cleveland just goes ahead and says, hey, we want Jimmy, we'll give you a 5th, I think the 49ers would probably pull the trigger on that. Just after that, we have the Carolina Panthers, and the Panthers are in here because they really have no idea what the hell they're going to do at the quarterback position. I mean, they have Sam Darnold and is PJ Walker still there? The point is, Carolina shouldn't go into the season confident at all in their quarterback play, and they could look at a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo to say, hey, we have a talented team. If we get a guy like Jimmy here, he could bring us some success, and I think most people would agree Jimmy Garoppolo is better than Sam Darnold and PJ Walker. No, I kind of thought that the Panthers and Browns are looking at similar compensations that they would give to the 49ers. I think the Panthers would also be trading 5th round pick, 4th round pick, something in that range. I just put up 5th for the Panthers and the Browns, but I think that's kind of what the 49ers would be looking at. The only reason that I say that the Browns are more likely is because the Browns, in my opinion, are just way more likely to panic with the whole Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson situation. They are very confused on what they're going to do with the quarterback situation. And, even though reports are saying they're going to ride with Jacoby Brissett, does anybody honestly believe that? Like, Jacoby Brissett, really? And the last team that could potentially trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, in my honest opinion, is going to be the Seattle Seahawks, which is extremely unlikely simply because the 49ers and the Seahawks play interdivision. They're both in the very competitive NFC West, and I don't think a coach like Kyle Shanahan would want to deal with Jimmy twice a year after he just installed his whole playbook, and Garoppolo pretty much knows it by heart now. That being said, though, interdivision trades have happened before, so it's not the most shocking thing of all time, but I would definitely not put money on this trade happening. Which brings me back to my first thought I was saying at the start of this video. I believe Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get cut simply because I just don't believe that there's enough teams that want him that bad, and I don't believe that enough teams have the money to pay him. On top of that, enough teams aren't going to give up the compensation that the 49ers are wanting for Jimmy Garoppolo. And just a quick final thought, Garoppolo is also going into a contract year. Why would they pay him when you can just get a young quarterback and develop him? You're not going to have to deal with Jimmy Garoppolo and his injuries for the next 10, 15 years, Alright, the next topic is going to be the wide back himself, Deebo freaking Samuel. I want to start off this section by clarifying that I do believe that the 49ers will pay Deebo. I do believe that the 49ers should pay Deebo. And I do believe that the 49ers should and will pay Deebo before the start of the season. Now, the Deebo extension is a very, very interesting topic. Obviously he requested a trade, and now it seems like he's kind of backed down from that a little bit. But Deebo is just such an interesting guy. I mean, like, what is he going to get paid? Because you look at guys like A.J. Brown, he got like 4 years, $100 million. But then, you know, you also have to factor into that Deebo Samuel plays running back too. And he took a lot of snaps last year for the 49ers and made a huge impact for them. Which it kind of sounds like Deebo's whole trade request. A lot of the reason behind that was simply because he just didn't want to play running back that much, which, I mean, I understand. He doesn't want to break down his body more than he already has. Receivers already are getting hit a ton just playing running back now. Also, I mean, like, that really takes a toll on you. That being said, though, I mean, Deebo's versatility is the reason that he will get paid as much as he's wanting to get paid. If he's not willing to run the ball, he's just not going to get paid as much. It's pretty simple. But Deebo doesn't probably see it that way, or Deebo wants to be paid specifically as a receiver, which he could be. He just won't be paid as much as he could be as a receiver running back hybrid, or I guess wide back as he calls it. Yeah, Deebo has an injury history, and I mean, he's just so versatile. But like, the injury history does factor into this a little bit, so the 49ers should be a bit wary of that. That being said, when he's healthy, I mean, his production is just ridiculous, and on top of that, I mean, he kind of is the glue of the team. I mean, guys rally behind Deebo. You just watch the games; it's so obvious. The guys love Deebo, and Deebo loves being there, you know. And so that's why the trade request for me was a little bit out of left field. I was kind of surprised for that. I mean, you have a guy like Deebo, everyone's rallying around him. You just wouldn't expect him to be so unhappy about it. But I do think that was partially strategic by Deebo Samuel to try and get paid earlier. I do believe Deebo will realize very quickly he's going to need to run the ball if he wants to make as much as he does. I don't believe he's going to run the ball as much as he did this last season, but it'll still be a part of the game. And because of that, I think he's going to get paid more than A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown got 4 years, $100 million. I think Deebo is going to get, 4 years, $110 million, $115 million. And I think about $40 million of that will be fully guaranteed. There's probably also going to be a lot of incentives in his contract, like if he gets a certain amount of rushing yards, he gets paid more. If he gets a certain amount of rushing touchdowns, he'll get paid more, just so it keeps Deebo happy about playing both positions, But to conclude this section, yes, I do believe Deebo Samuel will be a part of the 49ers for several years to come, and I do believe that he will get paid. Now this is the part of the video I have been most looking forward to, talking about the Nick Bosa contract extension. Arguing that Nick Bosa is not one of the best edge rushers in the league right now is a uphill battle. Bosa plays with speed, toughness, just grit that a lot of guys just don't have. I mean, he's a very special player and just a special guy, and he really just brings so much to the 49ers defense, and he just means so much to the 49ers team. And it's obvious, I mean, hearing Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch talk about Nick Bosa, I mean, it's just like their eyes light up. He's just somebody that they want on the team. He is an embodiment of the 49ers defense. It's like him and Fred Warner, they embody the team on the defensive end. And on top of that, Nick Bosa is not being like Deebo Samuel out here and just causing a lot of drama. I mean, Nick Bosa just goes out there, gets the job done, and he talks about paydays later. And that's the reason the 49ers fans love Nick Bosa. He's so entertaining, and he doesn't cause problems. I mean, when you listen to anybody talk about what Nick Bosa's contract is going to be, pretty much everyone agrees this guy's going to be getting quarterback money. And I truly believe that if anybody does deserve quarterback money, it is Nick Bosa. I mean, this guy is just so good, and I have no complaints about Nick Bosa. Just watching him as a 49ers fan, it's been so fun over these years, and I look forward to him being a part of the team for years to come. I mean, you hear scouts talk about the term game wrecker. I mean, Nick Bosa is just a stereotypical game wrecker. He goes in and he just causes problems for the quarterbacks. I just remember him getting after Aaron Rodgers, him getting after Kirk Cousins, him getting after all these guys in all these games. It's just, I mean, you can't stop this guy. Nick Bosa is, statistically speaking, being held more than, I believe, pretty much any other edge rusher in the league. He is that unstoppable. I mean, Nick is definitely going to be up there with the highest paid players in the league. And it's hard to put a projection on this guy because the contracts get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger every day. Some guy signs a new contract, and there you go, new precedent. You got to set the standard with these contracts, and And in 5 years from now, I mean, this contract is just going to look amazing because Nick Bosa was the guy that got paid before everybody else, and when I look at what his projected contract could be, like I said, we're looking at quarterback money. I mean, my projection was 5 years, $150 million with the guarantees between 80 and 90 million, and obviously incentives that can bring that up quite a bit more. But this one is really tough for me because I feel like there's going to be some guy that gets paid before Bosa, and it's going to shatter the market. Then Nick Bosa is going to be getting paid 35 million. I mean, you never know. Like, stuff like this just happens every day. And Aaron Donald just got a big contract. Cooper Kupp just got a big contract. Terry McLaurin actually just got paid today. So I mean, the contracts are always changing, and you gotta adapt to it as a team. And obviously, every team wants to pay their guy. But then on top of that, I mean, a lot of these guys out here want to be the highest paid player at their position. They want to get the mega deal, and you can't blame them for it. But I'm really interested in seeing what Nick Bosa is getting. But like I said, we're looking at about 5 years, 150 million. Guarantees 80 to 90, and then incentives. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys very much for joining the Keep It Go podcast, episode 1, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Peace out, guys.